Oh my goodness. All right. Hello, loves. Let me scoot back. But welcome to the Mother Teresa channel. This is going to be the snapshot energy for August 11th through the 18th for the air sign placements. I'm doing the air elements separate from the fire, the earth, and the water. So definitely do go check out the other videos again, as we are comprised of all 12 signs. And so though these videos in your sun sign may be in the sign of Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, your Venus may not be in that sign, which talks about matters of the heart. So then you will need to go check out the other videos, just depending on what placement you have. Or if you are coming to my channel because you just need that confirmation that your business is going to be okay, that you can see better business on the horizon for you, and you're not getting it from your sun sign, then you need to check it out. You need to check out what the other videos have to offer. It's going to resonate for you in different areas of your life. Again, the different facets of your life, just depending on what placements you have. So if you feel like love's not here for you, you need to go figure out what your rising sign is, what your moon sign is, and the like, all right? So let's get started here. What we have, let's start with Aquarius. What we have for Aquarius, you guys have the Six of Wands. I wanted to say the Four. So this is victory. This is elation. This is being celebrated, okay? This is being victorious. This is being, you guys are just very exuberant, exhilarated, okay? This is exhilarating energy here. Things are going well in matters of the heart. Things are going really well. People admire your relationship. They're kind of putting you guys on a pedestal, like relationship goals, but don't let that get to your head, because the 6 then turns into the 7. And what happens in the 7? It becomes competitive, where people now want what you've spent your whole life getting, right? What you've been building with this person, and people will become envious of that, and they want to taste, you know, they want to hold your partner's hand. They're trying to slide in that DM. Now, if you guys are both physically attractive, that's something that you can expect. But at the end of the day, it's like you guys are putting yourselves higher. Like, no, I'm not going to do anything that's going to jeopardize this relationship because it feels good and we're doing good. You guys are able to build great things together. The 6 is all about Virgo's house vibrationally. I hope you guys realize that. So it's all about the quality. You appreciate the quality of the person and the qualities of the person over the quantity. Just having hoes, right? If you're in the arts, or you're into music and you travel a lot, and you know what happens when you go on tour, or you play basketball, or you do any sport that kind of is for groupie land. I don't know what to call that, but where you have a lot of admirers because you are the center of attention. Okay, so a lot of you guys are fighting temptation this month because, again, you have somebody that you hold near and dear, right? That has a special place in your heart, and you're not going to jeopardize that. Not this month, not this year. You've had enough of the fuckery, and I feel like a lot of you guys, it took you a minute to get here. So why would you then want to backtrack, right? So it's appreciating that. Now, for those that are looking for jobs, if this isn't love, or if you guys are single, this is you just doing other things that bring you purpose and that ignite that passion without you having that person in your physical environment. So then work is going well. You may have a couple of jobs. You may be investing in a couple of things and you are generating a return. You're seeing some success with that. You're making very smart moves. Again, Virgo's house is very methodical, very strategic, okay? Thorough in action, just to avoid making careless mistakes. And so things work to your benefit here in this week. Again, energy is fluid, so it may have already happened or it may be coming up for you guys. It's something that you can anticipate. Anticipate that good things are coming, and they will. Write down what it is that you're trying to see. Today is the 11th. This is like the last day of the Lionsgate portal, where you can really manifest something that you've been trying to bring into tangible space for a while. So write that down. Whatever your heart's truest desire is, write that down and watch shit get real, okay, as you're taking the incremental steps to acquire them, because you do have to put in work, and you understand work, and you don't shy away from that with Virgo's energy here, with this 6 energy here, okay? Things are harmonious after a period of tumultuous and chaotic energy and experiences. You are in a state of harmony. You are in a state of balance. You appreciate contrast a lot more. You appreciate what those challenges meant for you. You take on challenges head on, and you're fearless, which is nice. Because that means that you are embodying Leo's energy to the betterment of you, because some people will take it and it's to the detriment, because then they become promiscuous with this fire energy, flirtatious. They try to be too, what is that called? Too glamorous, because you know Leos are very glamorous, and then you tend to overspend, or you just tend to overdo it. So just be very careful, because this energy, okay, is very tricky. So you just want to be very careful that you are putting the right things out into the universe to get the right things back, and that you're not going above and beyond your means and what you know you can do. Understand your limitations, but things are looking very good for you Aquarians, okay? That's what I have for you. No, who's next? Gemini. What's going on with the Geminis? Let me be honest, okay? I did start recording this video a few minutes ago, and I started with Gemini, which I didn't want to do. I unintentionally went out of order. And what came up was the 4 of Cups for Gemini, and it's all about missing someone and kind of having that like baby come back energy. But I mean, I don't foresee this person returning into your life, especially if you're not going to take any divinely inspired action towards it, because good love is worth fighting for. So if you yourself are giving up and you have retreated and you have closed yourself off emotionally, I don't think that you can expect for that other person to care to want to come back into your life either, to work on it, because it takes 2 to tango. That's what came up for Geminis. And then you have the 2 of Swords energy, but you guys aren't trying to hear me out. It's like, whatever, all right, yeah, yeah. You guys always say this shit. You always say, like, I can predict this, or like, you always want to tell me something that I don't want to hear, but you need to hear the truth here. You need to open your eyes to what the truth is, okay? You've allowed somebody into your life who just didn't know how to handle you, who just didn't know how to give you what you needed on an emotional level. But you still wanted to hang on to that person just to say that you have somebody, right? Because you see that your other friends also have somebody. If not, they're already at that point where they're married and they already have kids, because you know the 4 is all about the home and home life, right? And yours is very bleak, and I feel like you guys are in a sunken place, right? You guys are sulking right now. You feel lonely. You don't have that same companionship, but you really want that, right? That is something that you want with that 4 of Cups energy. But it all starts with the love that you have for self. If you're in a situation just to say that you have somebody, you don't love yourself. You don't have a good sense of self-worth. You don't value what you bring to the table, okay? And you're not willing to wait for the right person to come along to provide you what it is that you need. You would rather just settle in the meantime, just so that you can escape. You guys are engaging in escapism. That's what I'm getting with that Cups energy as well. But there's an opportunity for you to find greater and do greater and have greater if you listen. If you listen, don't even listen to me, listen to yourself. Because this is something that you've already known. Again, it's like, oh, well, I mean, I could have said that. Like, I already knew that, but shit, you didn't do anything about what you knew? So yeah, I'm gonna have to reiterate it just to give you that confirmation. Like, you know you didn't deserve how you were treated, or the other person how they were treated by you. Okay, if you owe somebody an apology, man up, grow up, Peter Pan. All right? You know what you have to do here, but will you be responsible enough with this Swords energy to give what is due unto somebody else? Or will that person be mature enough to give unto you an apology that is due here, right? The Swords energy is all about thoughts. So you're thinking about what has to be done, but you're not moving on it, or somebody's doing that. Or you know that you have to apologize, but you're not going to vocalize it, right? You're not going to give somebody the satisfaction of apologizing, though you know you owe that to them. So this is very stubborn energy here. Okay, self-inflicted. So you can hurt yourself if you want to, Gemini. Ain't nobody finna, I'm not your parent, okay? I'm not gonna force you to do anything that you don't want to do, that you're not ready to do. And that's okay too. Maybe somebody's trying to force something out of you, or force you to be more vulnerable or sensitive than you were able to be. And you just weren't with it. You just didn't feel safe. It wasn't an environment where you felt safe enough to explore your sensitive side. And that's okay. Not everybody's ready at the same time. Okay, but at the same time, you can't be wasting time and giving people false hope with that Four of Cups energy that came out in the prior reading. You can't be giving people false hope and belief, and them thinking that like this is something that's going somewhere, and it's not, right? That you just need a little bit more time to just feel a little bit more safe. But you know, at the end of the day, you're just really just playing with them and their faculties with that Two of Swords, right? You don't really say what you mean. So just be very careful with that, all right? Be careful with how you handle people in spite of how they treat you, okay? Let the universe take care of those who didn't have pure intention. Maybe you need to figure that out again for yourself. Maybe you need to figure out really what type of woman or what type of man you want to bring home, or that you want to build a home with. Because maybe you guys were too caught up in the aesthetics, too caught up in the beauty, which comes with Cups energy of love, or the idealism, or the fantasies that you had surrounding the concepts of love. Okay, and so you weren't really choosing good partners that were emotionally fulfilling. And so you're having to restructure that, okay? You understand how limited that felt for you. Okay, and you need something that is a little bit more expansive, that has more depth in it. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Geminis. And again, I do apologize that I never uploaded your part of the video from the conglomerate I did for the beginning of this month. I don't know, but I was racking my brain trying to get through all 12, which is why I've decided, to start splitting them up. But what do we have for Libra? Come on, Libra. This pillow is like not... Okay, what do the Libras have going on? Very quiet in Libra's house. All right. Libras have the Queen of Swords. Have you blocked somebody? Has somebody blocked you? You just had enough of the bullshit. You're like, you know what? I've seen it. I've done it. I already know. Again, with air signs, you guys are very good at deciphering patterns out of people. You're very observant, okay? And so your intuition comes from just observing people's patterns, and you can predict how they're going to react or respond or behave just in general. And so you've had enough experiences, especially my older Libras that have really lived and potentially have gotten married and a divorce, widowed, you know, you've had enough experience with people and relationships to know when somebody's like full of shit, and to know whether or not it's something that has promise. And so I feel like if somebody's been trying to give you the runaround, you just put your foot down, and either you have vocalized this so that they know that you know that they aren't serious, okay? And it's like, okay, well, there's no need to waste time here. If all you want is a fling, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. You can go and have that and do that on your own, though, of your own free will, because I'm looking for something else. All right, I am more than just a one-night stand. Like, I'm not interested in that. But I understand, especially if you attracted somebody that is younger to you, they're not going to be in the same place. They're not going to have that same maturity level. Okay, they still have to go and make certain mistakes just to figure out that that is not something that they needed. Okay, but it's not your job to teach them. And I feel like that's where you guys are at. Like, it's not my job to teach you how to be. There are certain things that you are going to have to go and do on your own. Okay? Hey, and that's the thing, and that's what friendships too. Like, stop trying to save people. Stop trying to give people a heads up with that Queen of Swords energy. Stop trying to plan out or strategize somebody else's life. If they are going to be so stubborn, or if they just simply need to go through their own karmic experiences, their own karmic trauma, if that's what you want to call it, then they need to go and do that. Stop getting in the way of people's karmic lessons, because that's only going to come back on you. That's only going to backfire on you for you interjecting yourself. All right? You don't need that. It's all right. But I definitely get the sense that if you've been dealing with somebody, you just went on ahead and you removed them from your life, because I feel like you've gotten to the point where you've spoken and you said all that you could say, and they still don't have that respect for your boundaries. All right, cool. Block. Right? You are not accessible right now. You are not emotionally available right now. That is not what I'm getting with the Queen of Swords energy. Or somebody that you're trying to reach out to or reconnect with, they're just not interested with that Queen of Swords energy. Not interested at all. And that is okay. They are going through their own healing right now. And especially if things did not end well. If you're trying to reach out and it's not a platonic friend that you're reaching out to, it's somebody that at one point you had interest in, but things didn't end well, I don't feel like you are going to be successful with trying to creep back into their life, because they already got that impression from you, okay? And those impressions are lasting to that person. Like, once they see you a certain way, they can't unsee it. And so it wouldn't work for you to even want to continue to involve yourself in a relationship with that person, because they're just, it's going to be very cold and it's going to be very detached. True, people can grow and people can change, but depending on how long ago that has happened, they're also taking that into consideration, and they're gauging that. Like, if you guys just split up a week ago, from whatever you guys were doing on a romantic level, however far it got, and you just split up a week ago and you're trying to come back saying, oh, you've changed, no, you're going to do better, it's a no. They're not even going to entertain it. They're not going to believe it with that Queen of Swords energy, because it's too soon of a turnaround. All right? Now, if it's been a couple of years, cool, maybe you guys can start off and be friends, but I don't see them taking you seriously romantically with that Queen of Swords energy. You're going to have to be doing a lot of work, because they have now built up a wall that you're going to have to break through. Also, keep in mind with that Queen of Swords energy, she's like built like stone, and it seems like she's hardcore and just a very stern type of person. But glass shatters fairly easily. It doesn't take much to break it. So you have to be very careful with that person, because that person is fragile. This can be you. You can be coming out of something that was very hard for you to walk away from, and you are now I don't want to necessarily say vulnerable, but you are fragile, and so you're going to have to be careful with yourself in the way that you move next and what you involve yourself with next. And don't become bitter with that Swords energy and turn yourself cold and just only focus on your work and your profession and your career, because that at this point hasn't betrayed you. You know, it's the one thing that you will always have. But you, not to say that you should get back into the dating world, but you definitely shouldn't let that tarnish or taint what you believe you can have, right? What you believe you deserve, if you want to go there. Okay? Don't let that tarnish your heart. But yes, people are going to have to be a little bit more patient with you when you do decide to dip your foot back in to that pool, okay, that dating pool. and be available. Again, people are going to really have to take their time to get to know you so that you can peel back like an onion, so that you can feel safe enough to go there again with love. Everything gets better with time, okay? And so that is really what you're going to focus on this month. If you are attracted to somebody and you're wanting to kind of get them to loosen up, just beware, okay, that they may have come out of something that they just don't feel comfortable enough expressing yet, or vocalizing, that they have gone through that may have been traumatizing for them. And so they are very fragile. And so they may come off very stern and very detached and very uninterested. And they're really, 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 really soft and sweet people on the inside. But you really have to prove your worth to see that. So do you want to put that much energy into that type of relationship? Okay, can you, from a place of genuine, not even curiosity, but genuine interest in getting to understand that person? All right, can you be patient enough to allow for them to want to open up? And that's typically the case with a widow. That's typically the case with a woman that already has kids from a failed relationship. They don't have time to play, okay? And so you know, as a man, if this is a male-woman relationship, that coming in, that your words have to be impeccable. You have to follow through with what you say you're going to do with them, okay? You know that you're going to have to rise to a certain level of expectation. You know you're really going to have to be very gentle with that type of person, okay? Because they're trying to open up themselves to the idea of love again, but they're not going to rush in for it. So it's going to be a lot of work on your part should you want to go there. So I feel like that's what you guys are deciding. I don't know, I feel like I've been talking about that same thing for 3 minutes, and I'm trying to figure out how to articulate that for you guys to get it. They're not a bad person, they're just not emotionally available due to past circumstances. This is you or this is them. If this is about career, you are really putting your best foot forward. You're very professional. If you are in a managerial position or you just got promoted to that position, you're having to realize that you are at work not to be best friends with the people that are now subordinates. I don't like calling people subordinates, but they are under you, right? Because they report to you. You are their manager. And so you're having to really walk that line of being disciplined and just to make sure that you're just not a pushover. You're really having to get comfortable in that new role, in that position. But business is coming. Like you are having better business with that promotion. You have that influx of money. So you are in a more secure position than you have been. But again, it's figuring that out. And that just comes with time, right? Who you can test in that way, because there are some people that want to just test those limits. Who you can joke around with, and who you just really have to be like, okay, this is what I need done. This is like who, I don't know how I'm trying to articulate it, you guys. I'm really trying. But for those of you that are in that position, you know what I'm getting at. You know what I mean. Like, there's a new responsibility that comes with your position, and it's not something that you can take lightly, and it's not something that you can joke around with. And so other people have to respect that the role has changed, and now there's a new order, okay? Without you abusing your authoritative power now, but it's not the same. You're no longer just a coworker, okay? And that's really what I'm getting at there. So yeah, that's what I have for you guys. If this resonated, definitely give me a thumbs up. Share this with your friends and family. Do subscribe for more. And if you would like to book a reading with me, I will leave my email in the description box for you guys at your discretion. However, if you don't hit me up for a personal, more intimate reading, and you don't converse with me in the comment section below, then do just take care of yourself and your soul until you hear from me again. All right, ciao.